Cardano continues to fall downwards, shaking out all the weak hands that bought Cardano on its way up. Should you be worried, or is this one of the best buying opportunities for Cardano during the bull run? Hey guys, my name is Majd, hope you're doing well, and in this video we're going to be talking about Cardano and its bearish move to the downside, and I'm going to be letting you know where we can expect to see Cardano to bounce from here. Also, you may have noticed that I don't have my camera on this time, and that's because I am moving around and the background behind me isn't very nice right now. So I decided that I just wouldn't turn the camera on for this video, but hopefully I'll get that back on soon enough. Firstly, before we dive into the charts and start talking about Cardano, I want to address the people that are panicking right now, because there's definitely a lot of fear in the market. And basically I'm seeing it throughout the Discord server, by the way, link for that in the description below, shameless plug, and I'm seeing that throughout the comment sections. People are obviously, for good reason, scared and are panicking. And basically, I almost certainly do not think that $1.50 is the peak for Cardano during the bull run. And Bitcoin determines the market cycles. And so Bitcoin has not shown any indication that this is the end of the cycle. In fact, it's shown the opposite. It's shown that we're right in the middle of this strong cycle and that the cycle is as strong as ever. So it doesn't make any sense for $1.50 to be the peak of Cardano. And I think most of you guys can agree with that. And like, even for the people that are panicking, you guys can acknowledge and agree that Cardano is almost certainly going to set a higher high, a new all-time high from $1.50 in this bull cycle. So knowing that rationally, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to be panicking or even to panic sell Cardano, because the fundamentals are there. I mean, Cardano is fundamentally one of the best altcoins, and fundamentally it's super healthy. So most of us can rationally agree that Cardano is going to be recovering from this. So the only people that should truly be worried are those that don't understand Cardano at all and that just bought Cardano as it was going up and FOMO'd into it. And for those people, they might not really understand why Cardano is so fundamentally good. And in that case, you know, their worrying might somewhat be justified. And that's a reason why you shouldn't really buy something if you don't understand it. Because when we do see a bearish turn like this, for the people that do understand Cardano and do believe in it, we all are pretty chill and we know that Cardano is almost certainly going to be recovering. And you know, for the people that FOMO'd in as it was going through this massive bull cycle, yeah, they're going to be worried right now. So some of you guys have been asking if you should sell your Cardano to buy something that has been moving up. So over the past week, Cardano has obviously been very boring and actually moving to the downside. However, some altcoins, including Bitcoin and Ethereum, have been doing really well and moving to the upside. So it can be very tempting to consider selling Cardano to buy something that is on its way up. And generally, I find that it's not the smartest idea to sell your altcoin when it's not really moving to buy something that is already exploding. And there's a few reasons as to why I say this. So firstly, to address the people that are considering selling Cardano for Bitcoin because Bitcoin has been doing really well, this is literally the worst time to be selling Cardano for Bitcoin. If you wanted to make that move, which I did not, and I don't think it is a good idea to do because I think Cardano has significantly more upside than Bitcoin for this bull cycle, but that move would have been done here at, you know, clearly this previous area of resistance, or here, which we haven't got to. But this is like the worst time to be selling Cardano for Bitcoin. You can see on the Cardano Bitcoin ratio, it's literally approaching one of the strongest areas of support here, and is likely going to be bouncing from this box. And so what I tend to find is that when you panic sell something that is trading sideways or going down for an altcoin that is on its way up, is that usually not so much longer it switches. Like, your altcoin starts to move and then you start to panic because you just sold it, and you just jump back in. And so, I mean, the best strategy is to just be patient on whatever you're holding, because in a bull cycle everything moves upwards, and Cardano is fundamentally great, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to sell it, especially now as it's gone down so much and it's consolidated. and clearly ready to have some kind of reversal, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to panic sell out of your Cardano position. Again, that's not financial advice, and if you feel like that's the best thing to do, then by all means go ahead and do that. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the Cardano chart. So clearly we've been tracking this ascending triangle for quite some time now, and it broke bearish. And it's almost broken down to our target, very close actually. Just take this move here. By the way, I am on a trackpad. Usually I use a mouse, so this is a little bit harder. Our target was about $1. Where is it? $1. Yeah, basically just $1 on the dot. So it's very close to hitting our target. Could we see it continue down? Of course, that's always on the table, but I will be explaining why I think Cardano is so ready to just generally end this consolidation pattern. Also, it is kind of surprising that it broke bearish out of this ascending triangle, considering how bullish Bitcoin has been. So this is something that definitely caught me off guard, because usually when the entire market is as healthy as it has been, when Bitcoin has been rallying like this, usually altcoins will tend to do better rather than be so bearish like this. But yeah, we did clearly break bearish out of this ascending triangle. Now, what levels of support can we look for a potential reversal here? So this box right here, between 98 cents all the way up to $1.07 is a very strong area of support. And so you can see we bounced off of it here. Here we traded throughout it as we were in sort of this undecisive phase throughout this correction here. And here again, we bounced off of it and wicked from it. So clearly this is a very strong area of support here. It's not just one level, it's generally an area. And so far Cardano has wicked from that. Could we see it fall back into this level? Yes, that's definitely on the table. But I really cannot see Cardano breaking bearish from this area of support. And if it does, that would obviously be something negative, but that's also definitely on the table. But this is a very good area of support for us to expect a bounce from. The next thing that I want to take a look at is actually the volume. The volume is stupidly low, and this says something very, very important. This says that the strength in this downtrend is actually very weak. So this isn't a very strong downtrend. I mean, just because we're going down quite a bit, it doesn't mean that the bears are strong necessarily. Because when the volume is as low as it is right now, it's very easy to sway the market in one way or another and have these massive moves to the downside. Generally, when the volume is low, that can happen. So this shows that the bears, although the price has gone down this much, are not all that strong, and the strength of this downtrend is actually not that strong either, just because of how low the volume is. Same thing if we were in an uptrend. If the volume was super low and the price is moving up, that generally signifies that the strength in the uptrend is not that strong. It's not that much. So now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the RSI, the Relative Strength Index. And right now we're sitting at about 34 on the RSI. And you can see temporarily we got into this oversold level. So getting below 30 on the RSI signifies that Cardano is oversold. And in a bull run, that's even more the case. I mean, in a bull run, if we're overbought, that tends to be normal. But in a bull run, if we're oversold, that generally tends to be a very good buying opportunity. Now, does this mean we could go lower? Of course, we could always go lower. However, if you plan to hold Cardano for the medium long term, then this signifies that we are at like really a prime buying opportunity. Again, not financial advice, and again, we could definitely see more downside for Cardano. And you can see that whenever Cardano gets to this oversold level historically, it doesn't tend to stay there for very long. It just bounces right up. Again, here. It doesn't tend to stay oversold for very long at all. So that's the story that the RSI is painting. Now, there is actually something quite bearish on this chart, and that's that we got below the 20-day EMA. And generally the 21-day EMA is a very good support level during a bull run. So you can see we bounce off of it here, again here, and Cardano almost never falls below it during its bull run. Again here, and you can see, wow, there's a fire truck right outside my house. That's pretty annoying. But you can see whenever Cardano wicks below the RSI in a bull run, it generally just wicks right back up. And this is a very good level of support during a bull run. So obviously being beneath the 21-day EMA is not a good sign. However, we could look back and see this as just one wick beneath the 21-day EMA. But I did want to put this out there that this is not very good, and we do want to see Cardano break above this in the short term. Or else, we could definitely see some more downside. But again, this could just be one giant wick beneath the 21 EMA, followed by a bounce in the short term. Next thing I want to talk about, I already talked about this briefly, is the Cardano Bitcoin pairing. So this is a very strong area of support here again at about between 1600 Satoshis and 2000 Satoshis. And some of you guys have asked me, what is a Satoshi? A Satoshi is 1/100 millionth of a Bitcoin. So it's like the penny to the dollar for Bitcoin. So there's 100 million Satoshis in a Bitcoin, and Cardano right now is worth 1,871 Satoshis. So this is a very strong area of support, and we could definitely be bouncing from this area of support. So now, all of that said, what does this mean for Cardano? Well, this means that we are approaching very strong areas of support, both on the Cardano dollar chart here in this box right here, and in the Cardano Bitcoin chart. And at the same time, the market is looking incredibly healthy. I mean, Bitcoin's at $57,200. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for Cardano to break bearish out of these levels of support. And most likely it will not do that, unless obviously some black swan event comes up. But we can really expect to see a bounce relatively soon. Could we see more downside into this level of support? Yes, and I think any wick beneath a 96 cents, again, is possible, will be bought up very quickly. But we could definitely see a wick beneath 96 cents. But my general sentiment is that Cardano in the short term has bottomed out or is getting very close to bottoming out. Again, what I'm using here is just these levels of support on the Bitcoin chart and on the Cardano chart. Again, we could definitely see more downside. That is definitely on the table, but I think that any downside beneath 96 cents will be very short-lived and will be bought up relatively quickly. Now, regardless of what happens, this is an amazing buying opportunity. I mean, if you've been wanting to buy Cardano, this is really a great time to do so. Again, not financial advice. And again, in the short term, it's anyone's bet. I mean, we could definitely see more downside. Alright, that's all for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm sorry I didn't make a video yesterday. I've basically been in a train for the majority of the day yesterday. But hopefully I'll be making videos every day again. Alright, that's all from me today, guys. Make sure to leave a like, make sure to hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.